Now, basically with sessions, you do them via the session reports tab. Let's get there. Let's just close some of this. Okay, so we can close this now and soon we'll go through that. Okay, awesome. So real quick, backstory for anyone that may be newer, I guess, to this stuff. You can either set auto or manual. If you're manually submitting your sessions, what you're doing is you're putting in your week, selecting all your children, and then submitting them. Okay. Now, obviously, you've got warnings and stuff. We're not going through that stuff today, but that is there to help you with before you submit. Now, when it comes to submission, you can do one of three things. You can submit a child, and that means any child which has not been previously submitted for that week will be so when a child has not been previously submitted for that week, whether it means there was an error on their submission the first time, or whether it just means this is the first time we're processing them, we always click the submit button. Okay. And that's what happens when you auto submit on the back end, it's submitting all your children, right? If a child has been submitted, and I'll show you in a second how to see what's been submitted and whatnot, and the information that's been submitted is incorrect or we're not happy with it, what we do is we actually come here, select that date, select that child, put in a reason if it's late, and then update that session. Okay. And what it does is it will replace the old one. When we run the report at the top, which I'll get to in a second, it will still show the old information, but it will show it as replaced. And it will also at the top show the new information. Okay. And then you use that basically when you still want to submit the child, but the information is incorrect. And then lastly, we can also withdraw sessions. Now, the best time to withdraw sessions is if for whatever reason we forgot to cease a child or like we got to deactivate them in owner or whatever, and they actually submitted for a week which they were not meant to submit at all. Okay. I'm not talking about they were absent. I'm just talking about they weren't meant to be submitted. Like they weren't actually, they didn't have an enrollment in that period of time. Okay. But for whatever reason, a submission happened, we can actually withdraw it. Okay. And to withdraw a submitted session, you have to run the report at the top here to view the session. And on the right hand side, far right, there'll be a red button saying withdraw. Okay. They're the three little buttons, I guess, you can press when it comes to sessions. Now, when you've actually submitted your sessions, there's two ways you can sort of two different reports that you can run in owner to get a clear picture of that. Okay. Number one is the top one, which is under CCS session reports where we're at right now, and view the submitted sessions. Okay. So you can actually run a report for that week. So let's say, for example, I submitted for last week, the 26th of April, all the way to the 2nd of May, Monday to Sunday, and then select either all children or a specific child, and you can run the session report. It will show you the exact information that was submitted, the child, the reporting period, what was submitted, any absences, any attendances, the sign in, sign out times, the session of care, the fees, all of that. Okay. You'll be able to see all that information under this session here. Oh, sorry, this will show you when it happened, like the submission and when any updates happen, as well as this will show you the actual ins and outs of it day by day. And so what will happen is you can run this report at the top and it'll show you all that information. However, if there were children that were not submitted during that period because there was something wrong with their enrollment, there was some type of error stopping them from being submitted, and out of all my 9 children, only 7 were submitted. In this report here, I'll only see 7 children. I will not see the 2 that weren't submitted. Okay. So we always recommend after submitting sessions, you always run the following report under CCS weekly attendance fee, because this report will tell you exactly which children were submitted with a big green tick and which children were not submitted with a red X. Okay. So running that report for that particular week, so in this case, 26th of April, all children get attendance fee. I'll see all my children with ticks or crosses. If you have very long lists and you just want to see errors, you can select this checkbox here, CCS submission errors only, and then run that report, and you'll see all that information. If you any child which hasn't been submitted will have a red X next to their name and a blue arrow next to that. You can click the blue arrow and that will submit them.